Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's Mary, and I'm here with 90 Days in 900 Seconds, 90 Day Fiance, the original, season 10. Can you believe this? It's been 10 years of this shit. The original 90 Day Fiance, not the 10 billion spinoffs, okay? Original 90 Day Fiance. Season 10, episode 1, Dearly Beloved. If I was going to give this episode a grade, I would give it a fucking D minus. Okay? So far, it sucked. So let's set 900 seconds on the timer. Let me tell you guys, I barely stood awake during this shit. Okay? And I'm hoping it just gets better because if I have to suffer through another season of Gino and Jasmine, I'm telling you guys, I'm doing it for you. Okay? So let's set 900 seconds on the timer and let's do this. Okay, so first of all, we have Ashley, who is 32. She is from Rochester, New York. She is a fellow New Yorker. Okay, not from New York City. She's from New York State. Okay, and she's with Manuel from Ecuador. Okay, Manuel is a 35-year-old construction worker from Ecuador. Okay, now I'm going to give you guys an assessment of this couple after I give you a little bit of their background. She's a black witch. Okay, she says she's a black Ashley, which is equal to being a unicorn. No, girl, I know a couple of black Ashleys, a couple of white Ashleys, even a couple of Puerto Rican Ashleys. Okay, Ashley was a very popular name. Anyway, she said that she had a dream when she was an undergrad that somehow she was working with the earth. See, when we first meet her, okay, her very, very first 30 seconds, she's having an anxiety attack in the car. And then it does one of those rewind scenes 24 hours before. So she's in a store where she's looking at crystals and potions, etc. So she explains to the cashier, there's always, the employee that gets to hear the whole life story. She's bringing her man from Ecuador. And her man is very Catholic. And she is very witchy. She is very witchy because when she was an undergrad, she had this dream that she was working with the earth. So she went and spoke with her biology teacher, and her biology teacher said, hey, we're going on a trip to Ecuador. And she went. And this is where she faithfully met Manuel, this construction worker whose skin is like the shade of peanut butter and cinnamon combined. Her words, not mine. His hair is so beautiful and bouncy, and it was love at first sight. They were young, dumb, full of, I don't want to say the word, I don't want to get banned off of YouTube. And they fell in love. They were engaged. This was 10 years ago, mind you. Okay, remember this. And 10 years ago when 90 Day first started. And they were engaged for a short period of time, but things didn't work out. So now Ashley was in a long-term relationship. And as soon as her long-term relationship was over, she says, you know how the exes come out of the woodwork? Even before you announce it, it seems like exes come out of the woodwork. No, that doesn't work for me. But according to her, as soon as you're single, exes come out of the woodwork. Well, apparently, Manuel has said, Hola, in my opinion, which we all know what I say about opinions, they're like buttholes. I think she was the one that said Hola. And the next thing you know, she is flying her happy ass across the world, her words, not mine, to Ecuador. And this was in 2020 or 2021, I think she said. And they were quarantining together. And after a week, she's engaged again. So now his visa's been approved and he is coming to the States. This very Catholic Hispanic dude is going to hook up with this black witch who is into potions and crystals, tarot cards, and all that other stuff. Okay, now, apparently she hasn't been very transparent about her witchy ways. Okay, I foresee this, and I don't have a crystal ball or tarot cards or anything like that blowing up in her face. So, her friends are also worried about all this exploding in her face. Okay, because her friends are like, you've told him a bunch of little white lies, and you haven't been very transparent about your witchy ways, and she's like, once I make a decision about something, even if it's a really bad decision, I don't go back on it. I act like it's not a bad decision, and I just keep going, which I'm like, girl. Okay, so now Manuel, by the way, is traveling on the last day of his visa. Okay, and he doesn't speak English, and he has to get on like 4 different planes. Never been out of Ecuador, never been on a plane, and Ashley is shitting her pants, which explains in the first 30 seconds why she's having an anxiety attack and ugly crying in the car. So she is getting ready to go pick him up in the airport, and she's shitting her pants basically, because she's sending him messages and they're all unread. Okay, at least he's not leaving you unread, girl. If he was leaving the messages unread, then I would be really, really shitting my pants. But all the messages are unread. She doesn't know what's going on. She's telling her sister, I'm really fucking worried. Like, what if he didn't make it? What if he didn't make it through customs? This is the last day of his visa. But she gets in the car. She's driving to the airport, and this is where she has her meltdown, her scene. Another Jasmine. I mean, she cries really, really dramatically like Jasmine. And speaking of Jasmine and Gino are back. Okay, now, my assessment of Ashley and Manuel is that Ashley, once she saw that her long-term relationship is over, she saw that there was this very popular show. I could be wrong, but this is just my assessment. She saw this very popular show, 90 Day Fiancé, is on TV, and she decided to, Hola, Manuel, and just, reignite some flames. And hey, let's just see what happens. Because what is better drama than a very Catholic Hispanic dude with a very witchy Black woman? Why not? Hola, Manuel. Just saying. Now, we have Jasmine and Gino. And Jasmine, she will be screaming and crying for the whole season about how Gino's family does not accept her and they are bossing her around. Even if they ask her just to put a plate in the dishwasher, she will be screaming at Gino that they are bossing her around. And who the hell do they think they are? That she has sacrificed everything to come to the United States to marry Gino and his belly fat and his flamingo legs and his sharpie lips. Okay, his non-existent lips and his sharky nose. And who the hell does Gino's family think they are to request her for her to put her dish in the dishwasher? She has sacrificed everything. Okay, this is going to be the whole season. So it starts off with Jasmine is having her bachelorette party with all of her girlfriends on the bus. This is the same friends who bought her the butt plugs, okay, in the beginning of last season. So they're on the bus, they're throwing her a bachelorette party. Jasmine, of course, has to take down her pants and flash the cops, and they get to the bar. And of course, Jasmine's ass is the topic of conversation. Why? Would you like to know? I'm sure you don't want to know why, but I'm going to tell you why Jasmine's ass literally was a topic of conversation at her bachelorette party, the main topic of conversation, because she got butt implants. Okay. Apparently, Jasmine has been dieting and losing so much weight because she wants to look beautiful for Gino. Gino needs to understand how much effort she puts into looking pretty. Her hair, her nails, her ass, the laser waxing, because Gino loves it hairless. TMI. But yeah, all of that, it's an effort. So, and it costs money too. So she got butt implants. Gino doesn't know this though, because she kind of sort of spent her wedding dress allowance on her butt implants. On the other hand, Gino has quit his job, okay? Because he wants Jasmine to be totally comfortable once she gets to the US. He wants to be at her beck and call, basically. Okay, we all know this. And he's afraid if he's not there for her 24/7, that Jasmine's going to go back to Panama. So he's not going to have a steady income stream for a while. So Jasmine's going to have to lower her standards, okay, so to say, with all this shit. Okay, no mink eyelashes, no $200 manicures, no $3,500 hair extensions, Jasmine. Okay, and your butt implants, you better be happy with them, because, like you said, a wedding dress is for one day. The butt implants last forever. So you better be happy with a $200 wedding dress. Okay, since you spent your wedding dress allowance. Just saying. So anyway, we get to see Jasmine's son, Juanse, okay? And my heart was breaking. My heart was breaking. Jasmine tells him that she's going to the United States. Juanse says he doesn't want his mom to leave. And I'm just like, okay. Now, Jasmine is pissed. Really? Really? I wonder why. Okay. Gino's sister-in-law had the nerve. She has the nerve to text Jasmine to let her know that she's going to be on vacation in Florida certain dates, okay? And to not have the wedding on certain dates. But she didn't say, hi, Jasmine, please, thank you, and licked her toes while she was doing it, okay? So Jasmine was like, I feel like that was a demand. It wasn't a polite request. It was a demand. Girl, you should see some of the text messages I get, just saying, okay? So, okay, you think that was a demand? Okay. So anyway, Jasmine is flipping the fuck out over the simple text message from her sister-in-law asking her not to do the wedding on certain days because she's going to be in Florida. I think it's a reasonable request. You have 90 days to get married, and she's requesting you to block out what? It was a 7-day period or 5, I don't even know. Oh, Jasmine flipped the fuck out. You would have thought she asked her to block out like 89 days of the 90 days. Okay. Who the hell does she think she is? She needs to have compassion for me. She was flipping out. She was in the groomer's place. She had just dropped off Coco for a treatment, and she was getting ready to spend Gino's money on some accessories for Coco. She flipped the fuck out. Ugly cry, okay? Ugly cry competition between Ashley the witch and Jasmine. Just saying, holy shit. So now we have Sophie from England, who is 23, and Rob, who is 32, from Los Angeles. Now, all I have to say is, gosh, I just went blank on this dude's name because he was such a blip. On the guy from the other way, the guy that was with Christian, I just totally went blank on his name. I feel like that dude took baby steps for Rob to like to run. Okay, so I'm going to tell you why. Sophie's from England. Okay, and she's mixed race. Okay, she was raised in Spain where there aren't mixed race people, so she was bullied when she was, a child, and during her growing up years. Okay, but she's wealthy as fuck. Her grandfather is wealthy. She has money. Put it that way. Okay, Chelsea. Sophie, she has money. Okay, Sophie, her family, they have money. Rob, mm, his apartment is roach infested. I do not see, unless Sophie could get Rob off his ass, because Rob is a model, okay? And he doesn't seem too motivated right now, to be honest with you. Okay. So they met on IG. She was immediately attracted to him. And they have a lot of the similar experiences, okay? Because Rob is also mixed race, and similar experiences of being bullied growing up. And their first FaceTime call lasted 8 hours, guys. Okay. So Sophie immediately, she felt a connection to him, but her mom calls him Rob the Knob. Her mom is not crazy about him at all. Her mom went on the trip with them to Mexico. Her mom would live down the freaking hallway if she could. Okay. And speaking of down the hall, did I mention that his apartment does not have a bathroom in it, that you have to go across the courtyard? Hell no. I'm sorry. Okay. I did not grow up in the greatest apartment. Okay. But at least I had a bathroom in it. And I would not take a shower and look up like poor Sophie did to see a raccoon staring at me. Hell no. I do not think it's an unreasonable request for Sophie to want to live in a place that has an indoor bathroom and maybe a closet that could fit her clothing. Because right now, Rob's place is basically a big bedroom, a stove, and a refrigerator in the corner of it. And, she feels like that if he really applied himself and got a real job, he could afford to live in a better place. And you know something? I think so too. So he is learning a dance to pick up Sophie at the airport because he wants to propose to her. And I applaud his effort. I do applaud his effort, but I ask you, Rob, I ask you, okay? I have a question to ask you. What the hell is this? Are we pledging allegiance to Sophie? I don't get it. I don't get it. What the hell? Like, I pledge allegiance to Sophie? You're supposed to be proposing to her. What is going on? So his friend is desperately trying to help him choreograph a dance, but his friend is suspicious of Sophie because apparently while she was in the US, she was on Bumble. But she said she was on Bumble because she wants to make friends. So, and another thing that Sophie confessed, she's bisexual and she may want to explore this side before she gets married. So she's hoping that, she could explore this side without it ruining her relationship. So we shall see how all this turns out. Now, next, we have Nikki, who is 47 from Hoboken, and Justin, Igor, who was renamed Justin, from Moldova. And yes, you heard me correctly, Moldova. Okay. I kept looking for Andre. So, anyway, she is Nikki Exotica, the recording artist. And then when she goes home, she's Nicole, who's a little bit more reserved. Okay. She has had plastic surgery from head to toe, everything you could think of. Okay. And 17 years ago, she was in love with this Russian guy who committed a crime and got deported to Moldova. So she decided that she was going to go find him. And she flew to Moldova without telling him. And it turned out the guy was playing her the whole time. Okay, the guy was living with some chick. She was like, what the fuck? So she signed up for a dating site while she was in Moldova, and she met Igor. Okay, and she decided to rename him Justin because he was so damn cute. And at the time, he looked like Justin Timberlake. Then he proposed. She applied for the K1 visa. He came to the States, and like she was explaining to her stylist friend, the first time around, things were really rocky. He didn't want to do anything. He didn't want to cook, clean. He just sat around all day, and she had to do everything. She was working, cooking, cleaning. So they got into a big fight, and she blurted out, "You know, I was born a man, right?" And he was like, "What?" And he went back to Moldova, very upset, feeling deceived, and he was depressed for a long time. And Nikki feels really bad about that. They kept in touch, and now the flame has been reignited. And they're going to see if they could do this again. So Nikki's going to Moldova, and she's going to see if they could do this again. But Nikki knows that he has an issue, you know, with her being trans. First of all, he hasn't pleasured her the way that he used to before he found out she was trans. His mom has a real issue about her being trans. And, you know, this is just really, really sticky. This is really sticky. Even though he proposed to her again, and, you know, she's hopeful that this is going to work. She's going to Moldova to work the issues out that they have, but these are major fucking issues. So it's only episode 1. Let's see what's going to happen. And that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you don't already. Hit that like button and share my video with a friend or 10. Thanks. See you next time. Bye.